What is up, guys? It's Brillymister here and welcome to today's video. If you do enjoy the video, then don't forget to drop a like, leave a comment and subscribe, and hit all the links up down below to Twitch and Discord. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. It's going to be a bit of a showcase here. I've got a couple of higher level and lower level setups as well to show you, and it's about killing Nihils. Basically it's easily 12 mil an hour with pretty minimal effort, but you can push that a lot higher if you are willing to chin chomper them and things like that. I do have a separate guide already on chin chompering them, and that will push your profits way higher than 12 mil per hour. But this is just more of a relaxed money making method to show you how easy it is to make money at a sort of mid to high level, and how much it'll be kind of if you're doing it with sort of high end gear. So like I said, this is a mid to high end money making method. So you're going to want to have at least 85 plus range, 92 or 95 prayer and curses unlocked. You can do it quite happily with just soul split otherwise, but it will speed your kills up if you have the turmoil equivalent prayers as well. You need to have Fate of the Gods complete to be able to kill them, and it allows you to equip a Shard of Zaros, which will make them not aggressive as well, which is very important for this. 87 plus summoning, and this will allow you to turn their secondary ingredients into pouches to sell, which is where a big chunk of the GP comes from. And the final one you need is 96 plus herb lore. Overloads are required here because we're going to be killing these smoke Nihils, and they consistently drain your stats, so if you don't have overloads you're in for a bad time. So we're going to start off now with the slightly higher level setup, although in terms of actual armour there's not a massive difference in it. So for this we're going to use Anima Core or Pernix armour. I've just got this augmented with random Slayer perks. If you're on Slayer task you can wear a Slayer helmet if you haven't got it on your stand in Anachrona, and it'll give you a nice boost to your damage and a little few extra kills per hour. I was doing this off task, so I just used an Armadillo helm as it was non-degradable. Fleeting boots so I can run around with ricochets with rapid fires, and Cinderbanes because they are poisonable. For your ring, take a luck ring unless you got it on the relic, in which case take whatever ring you kind of fancy. With the weapon and stuff, I'm using an SGB. I'm using that over my Eldritch purely because it provides its own tier 92 ammo. If I buy the Eldritch and I want it to do tier 92 damage, then I basically have to buy Blight Bolts, but I'm cheap and I have Ascension Bolts. Also, it's got Caroming 4 on, and as I found out, Greater Ricochet here with Caroming 4 is not the one, and it aggroes everything on you and it's not ideal. So I took that off my bar and I went to using the SGB instead as it has Equilibrium 4, so a little bit extra damage. In my inventory I've just got Overload, Enhanced Excalibur and the Ancient Elven Ritual Shard just to give me some hit points and prayer renewal, a few emergency food just in case, and some super restores for prayer. I've also got a Weapon Poison plus with me, and that'll just help boost the poison damage on all of the Nihils that get hit by Corruption Shot, and just means that I'll slightly increase my kills per hour again. So next we're moving on to the lower level gear setup. So for this setup I actually went on my Iron Man to do it, so some of the gear is, you know, just what I had. So the spine, boots and gloves, you can probably upgrade them to Armadillo for not very much cost if you're doing this on a main. I just wanted to do it on here so I could test it out and see that the setup actually worked and worked well. For the sake of this I am using a Wyvern crossbow. It's unaugmented so you could easily add some extra damage there. A Nox bow or Shadow Glaives would be pretty good alternatives, but for this I decided to use the Wyvern crossbow as it has a poisoning effect, and I thought that would stack up nicely on the Nihil. I'm wearing a luck ring just because it's the best ring I've got for here at the moment. Shard of Zaros so they don't aggro on me. Overload so my stats don't get drained by the smoke Nihils, which are the ones that we are going to be killing. And then I'm using a Dragon Rider amulet because it's the best one I've got. If not, a Blood Fury or just a standard Fury or even a Glory will probably be absolutely fine. For my inventory, I've just got some prayer renewal, some junky food. I've just completely filled my inventory with junk food because you can just eat it if you need to pick something up as well. And same, I'm using just standard 4-dose potions rather than flasks to reduce the cost a little bit there as well. So we've got a little bit of a sped up clip now. Just showcase me killing this. This is on my Iron Man using the low level setup. The high level setup and gear and everything works exactly the same. It's just a little bit quicker and you'll get slightly more kills per hour. As you can see, we're just going around prioritising killing the smoke Nihils. You want to hug this northeast or the eastern wall, as that's where they spawn. There's one that spawns at the top, one spawns in the middle and one spawns at the bottom. So as long as you can kill them quick enough, there'll always be one or two over here respawning, and you shouldn't have to run around too much. That being said, there is the occasional time where they run off and you have to chase around a little bit. I don't have Corruption Shot on my Iron Man, but on my main, and when I'm doing it with the high level setup, it's that I have Corruption Shot, so when any of them run underneath, the corruption spreads to them, and you'll eventually end up with a lot of them on lower hit points, which you can then just clear up and kill nice and easily, especially if they get poisoned or something as well with the Corruption Shot hit. So as you can see here, it's no problem at all using basically the minimum setup here with an unaugmented weapon, and it's still pretty good, but you're not going to get quite as fast GP rates as you would using the higher level setup, and that's what I have used for all of my sort of breakdown and the time that I did this, and working out all the profitability and everything is I did that with my main. So we're jumping here to a clip of me doing the same thing but on my main using the higher end setup here. And as you can see, it's very, very similar. I'm just trying to attack the ones as they spawn on that eastern wall there. The actual method is very, very similar. The only difference is I've got corruption shot here, as you can see on one of them now, and then the corruption will spread to any of them that are underneath, and then they'll run off, spreading it around the room to all the others and taking poison hits and everything like that. So you'll end up with ones that aren't directly the smoke Nihil, like the ice Nihil there you can see on nearly half hit points. They will eventually end up on low hit points, and at that point it becomes worthwhile if you can just kill them in 1 or 2 hits. And that will add a decent amount to your sort of GP per hour as well. But as you can see, the actual method is exactly the same, and high and low level setups doesn't make any difference really to how easy it is. It just means that you'll get slightly less kills per hour with the low level setup. So we've gone ahead and we've finished our round now, and this was got all the loot in my inventory, apart from obviously like the Aviancy Talons and stuff like that, because they're not notable. But I'll show you how many of those I've got in the bank in a minute, and then I'll show you how I work out what I'm going to do with them and how much I'm going to make them into. But just from like the raw loot that we've got here from an hour, we can go ahead and price check that now. Put it all in the price checker, and that's 4.3 mil in just standard loot without even going into any of the other drops, which is actually like pretty good for an hour, to be honest. So like they're actually decent GP even without this, and the amount of money that we're going to make from making the pouches in a minute is going to be pretty amazing. So what are the big things here is a mil worth of Onyx Bolt Tips. That definitely adds up pretty quickly. We've got 600k of Elder Energy, and the Lore Runes has added up quite nicely as well. 600k of Elder Energy is quite good, although we are going to be using that energy to convert them to the most expensive pouch, and then I think we need some as well when we're actually making the pouches. So we're probably going to have to buy a bit more off the GE, so we can probably take that out as a cost for now. We've also got nearly 800k in Crushed Nest, which is actually pretty good going as well. Some of the herbs start to add up, not so much the Avantos, they are not the greatest. But the Landstimes, got 54 of them, 400k, and got just over 500k again in Cadentines. Blood Rooms probably would have been a bit more added up if they were something that we were like mainly killing, but they're from the Blood Nihils, and you only kill them when they're on low hit points, or so to speak. Same with the Dragonstones, I got them from one of the other ones as well that you don't kill very much. So 4.38 mil in just standard loot, that is already pretty good going. So then if we go to the bank now, we can see that we also got, if I go to my drops tab, so we've got 41 Aviancy Talons, 2 Icene Feathers, 2 Vampire Fangs, and 1 Demon Horn. So I'm going to go to the GE now, and I'm going to look and see which ones are the most expensive, or the ones that are going to sell for the most, and then we'll convert them all to that, and then we'll make them all to pouches. So I'm going to go ahead and convert all of these across to being Demon Horns. So I went to the GE and had a look, and all of them are around the 210 to 220k mark. These were slightly the highest. They insta-bought for me at 215k, and when I insta-sold it back to check the margin on it, it went back for 209k. So if I instantly sell these in the GE, I'm going to get at least 209k per pouch, and if I wait for a little bit, I can probably get about 215k per pouch at the moment at time of recording. So we're going to convert these all across to Demon Horns, make them into pouches. I'm probably going to have to buy some more Elder Energy, but I'll include that into the cost and everything that we deduct off at the end. So to have enough energy to make the 46 pouches I was going to have in total, I needed a total of 6,900 energy. I only had 2,200 left after converting all of them to the Demon Horns. So I went to the G and instantly bought some for 1.325 mil. This has been taken out of what I've got directly from selling them anyway, so I zeroed my cash pouch into the bank and sold all of the loot. So this will be an accurate representation at the end of what we're actually going to get, because I didn't have any cash in it, and I've just taken the cost of buying those extra energies out of it as well. So I decided to slow sell the pouches. I went ahead and put them in for about 10 GP under the actual GE price, which was what they bought for last time when I insta-bought some. So yeah, I slow sold them. It took like 5 minutes or so to slow sell, but that does take us up to now 12.3 mil. And like, there were a few costs in that. I mean, you're going to have a little bit of charge drain from your armor and stuff, but you could probably go with unaugmented armor or something if you really wanted to reduce that. And then you've got a small overload and prayer cost, but it's really not that much cost associated with this method. And the fact that I was easily and pretty chill able to make 12.3 mil an hour, and that could be even higher, honestly, if you want to pay a bit more attention and you want to chin chomper it. I do have a full guide for mechanized chin chompering these, and you can get the kill rate a lot higher, and you'll be able to push the GP a lot higher doing that. I think I averaged over 12 mil an hour when I did that method, and that was back when Nihil pouches were like 100k each. So yeah, you should easily be able to push much more than 12 mil an hour if you really wanted to. This was just like a nice, fairly chilled out doing it. I even did it on my Iron Man for a little bit as well to test this method, and even with the low level gear on my Iron Man, it was awesome as well. Thank you very much for watching. Really hope you did find this short, quick guide nice and informative and help you out with a nice, easy money maker there. I mean, it's only going to be a couple of hours doing that there until you get your bond money, which will be very, very easy to maintain. So until next time, guys, see ya.